Right, go move that thing off of it then.
On you go.
Well, no, you. Do you want a hand?
Right, go for it.
Right, okay, right. I'll pull you. Right, I'll pull from this side. Ready? Go.
Hey, are you pulling?
I'm
I swear to
pulling.
God.
I'm pulling. Hi folks, we're back with doing some Drams with Brams videos. These are your two favourite Brams here, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally. And today, the first video we're going to film, as you will see from the next few videos over the next few days that we're going to release, we're doing a few in one day. So the first one today is a Highland Park special. We briefly put up a post the other day that we're going to be doing this, and we're pretty excited for it. We got these in a couple of weeks ago, and we finally had a chance that it took some time to film these videos, and I'm really looking forward to this set because this is a full set. We've not tried them; they're still in the box.
Me too. I even wore my Thor T-shirt for it and everything.
We're going all out on our Norse.
Yeah, because I mean I don't know if any of you know this because they're quite subtle about it, but Highland Park
Subtle as a hammer,
are
perhaps.
from Orkney. Oh, that was a good one. Highland Park are from Orkney, and they very, very subtly let you know that they are proud of their Viking heritage.
No, they are Vikings.
By plastering on everything,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Oh, I mean, Norse
I'm not
mythology
gonna
is
lie.
pretty cool. If you liked it before the Marvel movies, even better. But since then, it's probably new people know more stories about it, which is cool in its way.
The actual thing is way more sordidly twisted than Marvel get away with as well.
Yeah,
so you may have seen some of their first kind of releases. I think they did an Odin, a Thor, and a Freya. Three that I've tried.
They had it in the big cool display cases. Like
Viking
it
longship
probably cost £800 just for the damn display case.
And yeah, I don't think they were overly old. They were just quite fancy. I certainly remember trying Freya and Odin down in pub in Glasgow that I... What?
Were they nice people?
It wasn't in a car park. It was in a...
It
was in a bar. It's fine. I was hanging out with him. You met a guy called Odin. Would you go and hang out with him?
No, I would not. I'd be terrified.
Yeah, so they may be ones you're familiar with. This is a different range. It's their Viking legends. These are all no age statements. And they're, I think, in general, slightly peatier than your average Highland Park.
If I'm right in saying one of these, I can't remember which one. I know we have it in notes. One of these is like the peatiest that Highland Park have ever done.
Valfather.
So that's this one. So that is.
I don't know if it's the peatiest I've ever done, but
peatiest of any current.
It's pretty peat.
Okay.
Well, we'll find out because I haven't actually. I've been wanting to try these since they came in. And I was like, no, we're not going to do it to the video.
We're going to do it to the video, right? So these ones are out of the way just for a moment.
Absolutely.
I just realized there's plural there.
The first release in the edition is Valkyrie. There we are. These have all been designed by a Danish designer called Jim Lingvild. If I pronounced your name wrong, I'm very sorry.
It's almost a guarantee in the videos today. We have lots of foreign pronunciations, and we're going to get all of them wrong. We're going to butcher them.
Ooh, look at that!
I mean, that looks lovely, doesn't it?
I mean,
that looks
that's
fantastic.
a pretty nice little number right there.
And it's not. You don't often get black bottles, do you? And then
well, Black Bottle is one of them.
No, I said often. I didn't say you didn't get.
No, but I mean, there's a whiskey called Black Bottle. That's one of the other ones that you get.
I know. I'm just saying there. I know you do get other ones.
Anyway, yeah, these are all very nice. They're very cool.
I'm pretty excited about this.
There's a fair amount of information about this man, this designer, Jim Lingvild. It's a Viking. Although, to be fair,
what?
Well, it says.
You're whispering, but you got a microphone. So it's not going to do much.
Jim Lingvild is a Viking. He lives in a castle which he designed himself.
That's not
very Viking, does it?
Unless you've pillaged that castle, Jim.
From someone.
Listen, Jimbo.
He might actually be a Viking.
Yeah,
he's a Viking.
I got a Viking hair. Does that count?
You've got TV Viking hair.
I had it before they did, bastards. Yeah, Jim, you better pillage that castle. So you got it right. I'm properly excited to open this.
If you're interested, there's lots of cool information.
We couldn't possibly read all the stuff.
The inspiration for all his artwork and things like that in these bottles has come from the ancient hammerstone of Gotland, and it's got lots of quite nice Viking stuff. The legend of Valkyries go weaving with drawn swords. The Song of Orador. It's got lots of kind of cool stuff like that. If you're into all that kind of jazz, which I am. Absolutely.
I mean, I've read through all the boxes. I have read through them all. Mostly because I was staring at them, wanting to drink them. I've poured far too big a mention. It's been a long day.
The Valkyrie. In the earliest Viking sagas, the Valkyries are portrayed as malevolent female spirits. Well, we all know about that. Maliciously weaving the destiny of mortal warriors on their looms, with bloody intestines for thread and severed heads for weights. See?
I'll be honest, it still sounds better than most of my exes.
Cool. yeah, I really feel it.
Oh, that's
Ragnarok.
That's lovely. So I think you've got
so,
info
sorry,
on the whiskies.
okay.
I have Highland Park info. I have distillery info, which we won't mention a couple of things about, but you have the whiskey notes.
This one, Valkyrie, it's 45.9% ABV, matured in sherry casks.
You get that
again, these are all slightly, it's sweet. Highland Park's always been one of those ones where people go, it's smoky, but like, if you like smoky drams, then you're probably not going to think
because I mean, I'm not a big
smoky
dram drinker, but I would never consider this very smoky though.
Yeah, so this one of the more interesting things, smoking styles, it's made from 50% fully peated stock. Highland Park, I believe, usually mix their peated malts with unpeated malt at a ratio of 1:4. But this one is 50% fully peated stock. It scored 99 points in the Ultimate Spirits Challenge. It sounds like UFC for drinks, which I just love. The UFC.
I was reading up on
lots of chocolatey notes apparently are involved, and this is the sort of thing I've got in chocolatey, orangey. It kind of looks Christmassy. You know what I mean? Even
it does. The red on that. I mean, the red and gold on that looks very.
And then they've got
Christmassy.
this. I get that kind of orange.
You get the orange, and you get it's from the sherry. Definitely, you can immediately smell it's a sherry cask.
Candied orange or something.
Yeah.
But then there's a wee hint of burn, which makes me excited. The more I get, the more do it. The more I get it, the more I get that little hint of smoke. I really want to like these.
Well, that's off to a good bloody start.
Do you know that? I really want to like them because that's cool.
Lovely first taste to it. Not too much of a burn, but that aftertaste seems to have a very peppery aftertaste to my mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very peppery. That lasts a bit as well.
Dried fruit, smoky spice.
So that'll be the spice.
There's a lot of similarities run through these things. So things like hints of like nutmeg and stuff like that. There's a lot of that in their own tasting notes. That's really warm. Man.
Yeah, it's warming, isn't it?
That's what I need after being outside. I don't know if any of you have been drinking out beer gardens recently, but I mean, it's a young man's game.
Yeah, this I mean, if you're going to have one of these,
I feel like I could sit out in the street and drink.
It wouldn't be the first time, would it, Pete?
No, it wouldn't. This is also made using Orcadian peat.
What's that?
Who's like a sort of rougher version of myself.
You but with a stronger accent.
Me with a stronger accent. There's their peat is obviously peat. I get, it's something I haven't really looked into, but apparently I would imagine peat from various areas, depending on what is gone into making it, gives different characteristics.
Peat comes from, it's hand cut local peat from Hobbister Moor.
That's the one, Orcadian, and it has this sort of heathery, kind of florally, grassy kind of thing, as well as that kind of, like that Isle of peat.
I was reading though, which you might like. So they're, unlike most stills, their stills have windows.
Cool.
So you can watch it. I mean, I don't know how interesting it is, but you're watching the spirit boil. But I thought that was a little interesting. I mean, I would be like... Ooh.
A little vapor window.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright. Cool.
I didn't see... I don't want to talk to you sometimes.
Yeah, I know you don't.
That's really nice.
I sometimes wish you didn't. There's...
Fair.
That's odd.
I really
Isn't it?
Yeah. I don't
Because the surface area of the copper is pretty intrinsic to the character of the spirit that comes out of it. So to have a lesser surface area because you put a porthole in is a bit weird. But alright.
But then that's what gives things, because I remember you told me ages ago there are like if a part of it needs replaced, if it's got a dent in it, that dent has to be put into it because that's exactly what the exact shape and size and.
Maybe they're just lumbered with a window. Maybe they don't want it.
Well, I said maybe the window was on it 100 years ago, and they're like, well, if we want to change it, we're kind of screwed now. I mean, maybe, but
if anybody works at Highland Park.
Yeah, and quite frankly, if it gives it that taste.
It's very nice.
I'm not going to argue with it. That's a really, really nice
anyway,
one.
back to the.
And as you say, that's
really nice.
It's a really nice, warming one. It's you don't get the sweetness through it that you get from the nose necessarily, but
it's like. I hate to. I'm really sorry for making these Christmassy references now, but it's like sort of.
What you mean from a highly decorated flat? It's obviously very Christmassy.
Spicy orange Christmas.
It's the spiciness I get from it.
That kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely. That's really nice.
I don't know what, maybe it's because I've eaten today has worn out my taste buds, but I definitely get the peppery, spicy aftertaste.
It might be that sriracha mayo I shoveled down my face before I came up here, but I don't know. No, that's really, really nice. I'm not getting less and less of the smoke in it on the nose, but a lot of that really nice serried, candied orange kind of thing.
The smoke I get from when you breathe out, you get I think because it's like sat in your mouth for a minute and then you breathe out and you get a bit more of the fumes and you get I know it sounds really weird, that, doesn't it?
You don't have to explain yourself to me, mate.
I just I had a big swally and then
it's a nice colour. It's a nice bottle. It's a nice dram.
A really nice golden colour.
How much is that, Darren? How much is that going to be in a bar?
I don't actually know. I do actually because they're going to be averaged out because the price range went from.
Say under a fiver. 3. Tell me it's under a fiver.
It's not going to be under a fiver.
No.
Because one of them I think should be £9, one should be like £4.50 or something like. Oh no, £5 is the lowest one, like £9. So we're going to even out and put it like 7.
Well, let's face it, Odin should be the most expensive.
Well, you'd think so. I can't remember the exact one, but it'll be around £6 or £7. Which
that's nice.
I think I'd pay £6 for that. £9. I
paid £6 for worse.
I mean, grow up, Pete, grow up.
Drinks. I meant drinks.
Yeah.
No, that's really nice. Fruity, spicy, like Christmas puddingy sort of thing, but not from a really rich dried fruit sherry kind of thing, but from a sort of spice angle. That's very nice. I like that.
Sweet. On to number 2. I may have neck mines.
Right.
Did you just say?
I might have just gone. Whoa.
Sorry, my wires caught in places. Right. Do you want to unbox the next one?
Unboxing. Sorry, I just got caught up because the side of this box has got voluptuous written in big capital letters.
Did I catch your eye?
It did. So the second in the series is Valknut.
Again, very nice looking bottle.
Volbeat.
The red looks good with the gold, but so does the blue. That looks really nice.
They're certainly striking. They're certainly striking bottles.
And we spoke about before that although realistically it doesn't matter what's in the bottle. If it catches your eye like that, I mean. It's done its job, hasn't it?
Cool. And the whole point of these is that they were designed by a designer. So I mean, if they didn't look good, that was probably not getting paid. Sorry, Jim, but well done.
Yeah, Jim's done a cracking job.
You've earned your
keep, mate.
Euros?
I suppose it would have been, I guess. We can still use that word, right?
The Vikings didn't really have their own money, though, did they? They just went around and used whatever they'd nicked from other people.
They went around and stole the English's money, which is ironic.
Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, there you go.
Where's your empty one?
So, Valknut. 46.8% this one.
Gone a bit lighter on these because we were a bit heavy-handed on that last one.
Yeah. Make sure you're heavy-handed on the last one. Valknut. The earliest Viking sagas tell us. Oh no, that's the Valkyries, the avenging female servants. Blah 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 blah. Valknut means "not of those slain in battle," and its symbol of 3 interlinked triangles appears on numerous artifacts from the Viking age.
Which it is in the front of this. Is there a bigger version on that one?
It's that big triangle bad boy.
So just I'll hold that right up to you, so hopefully you can see that. Looks cool.
Yeah, like a rune.
Yeah.
Like a rune.
You're right.
Get a rune.
Get a rune.
I get a rune.
Similar nose, not quite the same though.
Slightly smokier than your standard Highland Park.
I get a slightly smokier smell through it.
Spirit is. Oh wow, that is absolutely nothing like I expected to be.
It's not like the first one either. I'm really glad it was a big difference, because if it had been just very slightly different, I would be like, oh, that's.
It uses a small portion of Orkney grown barley, tartan barley, which you said sounded like it wasn't real. But
Sounds like a tourist thing, yeah.
Is it predominantly?
I don't know what tartan barley is now.
It'll just be a strain of barley.
I know, but is it named for its what? Because it's all going to look the same. Is it just where? No, I know it's not tartan. Everyone knows you only get tartan paint. But I mean, like, is it named for? Was it a particular area? Is it just?
I don't know.
How it's grown?
You've got the sum and total of all human knowledge in your pocket.
No, I don't. It's still over there.
It's filming up there. So yeah, we'll find out. If anyone cares, we'll find out. And we'll let you know. So small portion of barley. The thing that interested me in this is that it says it is predominantly matured in sherry seasoned American oak.
What does it mean if it's sherry seasoned?
As far as I know, that's just it's like the word for the cask is previously held sherry. Sherry seasons the cask, and then the whiskey.
It's not like a sherry cask which has just been used, and then like one or two whiskies, and it's. This is maybe one that's had a bit more usage.
I don't really know. Like seasoned makes
it sound lighter, like not heavy of a taste.
But it's something. It's a word I've heard recently. I remember I watched that. Yes, they're really good about casks and things like that. And he's talking about how, say it's a sherry cask. The sherry seasons the cask, and then the cask, then that sherry.
So does it just mean a sherry cask and its
flavor? But the weird thing about that is that it's American oak. Now, American oak is usually something they mean to say when they say bourbon. But I also found out at the cooperage that if you want a new barrel that hasn't had anything in it or anything, just buy it from the Yanks, because they'll sell you a virgin oak barrel for cheaper than anyone can. It's all automated and it's all everything.
So maybe a virgin oak American cask gone
American oak, put the sherry in it to season the cask, and then whether or not they've done that entirely themselves, because going back to that Glenfiddich thing, the Glenfiddich IPA experiment, they made their own IPA, filled it into these barrels, let it season the barrels, and then use those barrels to make their own whiskey that they wanted. So whether or not it's an exercise like that,
maybe season doesn't mean that it's actually held in matured sherry. It just means to put some sherry in it and roll it down a hill.
Maybe it just depends on. It might just be nice new wording.
See if Highland Park do see this and want to.
It might just be nice new wording for things.
Well, this is it. Like, is it just a sherry cask and they change it, or is it meaning that it's not actually held sherry? They've put a bunch of sherry in it, closed it up, and rolled it down a hill, so it's covered in sherry.
Waste that sherry. No, but
somebody will drink it. It's Orkney, of course. They didn't waste alcohol.
If something seasons the food, it usually means that it's spent a bit of time in there. In the way that I've learned things, but maybe not. That's why it was an odd word to see on it.
That's why. I'm sort of doing devil's advocate on it because I have no idea. I'm just thinking of different ways.
And it made me think about it. But
anyway,
and the difference is that maybe.
It's
an American oak cask could bring to sherry as opposed to using Spanish oak, whether that was in, and obviously these things are.
And as I say, it's interesting because the season to me it hasn't imparted as much, in which case you get a slightly lesser sherry taste.
And and if these are smokier than usual, then they're probably trying to sort of showcase that smokiness by cutting back on the sort of cask influence. Perhaps, I don't really know.
That catches the back of your mouth way more.
It's really like...
It hasn't got the same peppery and spiciness at the finish.
It's not like a harsh, deep kind of sweetness. It's really kind of florally. It kind of dances about on your
back of the tongue. Right at the back of the tongue it gets you, and it sort of lingers and smooths away. Like it's very smooth aftertaste. It just sort of drifts, I think.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's good. I got that peat in that.
You do get, but it's weird because
Straight away. Oh yeah.
see, I don't get a massive amount of peat in it weirdly, which is
I like that a lot.
you would have thought I would
That
be
little
more sensitive.
Underlying smoke.
I really like that because it's really different from that first one. Not really different, but like quite different. Because as I said, just to start that one, it was a bit disappointing if they would just be like slightly different versions of the same thing.
It's quite layered, you know, and
that's very different from the first one.
Yeah, which is what you want in these
Yeah,
things.
absolutely. That's the way to go. Right, I'm gonna crack this one open then.
Gingerbread is a thing.
What else did the taste notes say on that then? Because I sort of get the ginger.
Spicy, earthy, cinnamony, gingerbready, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a different kind of
nutmeg, spice.
It's a different kind of spice from the first one though. That one's a peppery. That one's more. I'm trying to think of the word.
Yeah, like those, like I say, those kind of Christmassy spices, I guess. You know, like, it says nutmeg, cinnamon, these kind of all these little things.
I think
get
nutmeg
little
definitely
hints.
get more in that one. The nutmeg from that one, I definitely get.
Yeah, but certainly earthy. Here's Odin.
So
it's not Odin, it's Valfather.
He'd be very tiny, wouldn't he? I thought he'd be bigger than that.
He can. I guess he can do whatever he wants, really.
It's Odin, yeah. Fair enough.
Did, I think.
So
I think he's dead.
So this is his many-legged horse.
Valfather. Sleipnir, the 8-legged horse.
I think that'll be their next one. They're going to release a set of 8, and each of them will be a leg of a horse.
Well, I mean, there's so much. There's going to be I'll bet you within a couple of years there'll be a Bifrost.
What's weird is like, so looking at all 3,
Balder.
look at all 3. The blue and the red, I think, look way nicer than the silver. The silver looks nice. I really like. I'm going to get it in a sec, so it looks smoother. I think the blue and the red colors look amazing there.
Yeah,
the silver
cool.
looks nice, but I don't know why it makes it look like it's not part of the same set to me.
You've got some cool stuff on the back.
That makes...
One has a song of the Valkyries. One has a passage from the Poetic Edda by Snorri Sturluson.
Also, no one obviously even noticed I fouled it. I dropped the ball.
Of course not. Snorri Sturluson, the Prose Edda and the Poetic Edda. It's all like, it's where all this Norse mythology comes
like
from.
my one tiny criticism is that the silver makes it look like it's maybe not part of the same set.
I think the artwork. Yeah. Well,
I mean, the artwork is
blue and red look like they should go together.
And it still looks
yeah.
really nice. I don't know. I think the silver makes it look more. I mean, it's Odin. It should be more majestic, I suppose. But
Ragnarok. Odin. Yeah, absolutely. So it has Sleipnir, the 8-legged horse on the front of it. I found out that's a son of Loki, a child of Loki.
The horse.
Yeah, so the 8-legged horse is a child of Loki. No, I think he shagged another horse. It was told to me that like some guy, something in Norse mythology, this guy said he could build a wall for them to keep all their enemies out. They're like, you can't do it in time. He's like, if I don't do it in time, then you don't have to pay me. So they set Loki about to try and trickster him.
So they didn't have to pay him.
So he didn't have to pay him. Loki turned himself into a pretty lady horse to distract the man's horse from taking materials to the wall. And then all of a sudden there's an 8-legged horse and Loki's a little bit shy.
Did Loki get pumped by a horse?
I think Loki, maybe. I think there's
Tom Hiddleston.
Loki's.
They didn't cover that in the movie.
So no, they certainly didn't. So I'm pretty sure. So Loki's he's got a daughter who's Hela. She's the only one who looks like a person, kind of. The other, so there's the horse. The 8-legged horse is a kid of Loki's. Fenrir, the giant wolf, is a kid of Loki's, and the world serpent is also a kid of Loki's.
He's sort of put around as a trickster, but actually he was just a bit of a shagger, and not in any kind of good way.
It's
like, oh, it's a hole there. Might as well.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
sure, Loki, that's a giant wolf. Nah, you're all right. I'll have a crack. But then all ancient mythology is like that. I mean, look at Zeus.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's full of Zeus turning himself into animals to seduce ladies. So I mean,
I think he turns into other humans.
No. He
one
definitely
point
turns
does he-
himself into a snake and chats up a dame. That's actually happened.
Babs with Drams mythology
Oh
lessons.
yeah. Zeus definitely turns himself into a snake to chat up a girl. I think it's a snake. Maybe it's a goat.
It's a trouser
There's
snake.
a whole bunch of other things he does. Like he'll literally do.
Oh,
anything.
I mean, he tries to pump half of humanity.
Do anything. Yeah.
So whiskies.
So, I mean, yeah, Loki doing all that is probably nothing really. Yeah.
So this is the peaty one.
This is Allfather. This is the one you want. So this is the peatiest one in the series. Matured in refill casks to sort of limit the effect on the, because I think they wanted it to be a big bold peaty number. So it's refill bourbon. I don't know.
You did this part of the research.
To sort of not interfere with that big sort of peaty number that they want to give you.
It smells like they've done the right thing there. Yeah.
I like that. But it's not like that nose breaker that you get from like an Isla or something.
No,
it's
no.
It's
way more of a subtle peat to it. But I like the gold writing on the back of here. They've each got gold writing with little notes, but the one on this is at Valhalla. Under Allfather's command, the mighty war army prepares for Ragnarok, the battle of the end of the world. See? We prepared for this. So yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I'm just reading the rest of them now.
they're cool.
So this isn't the punchy peat, as you said.
But it's
It's
nice,
more subtle.
grassy, florally.
Very floral.
Sort of soothes you into it, and lots of it's a creamy vanilla, which I do get off the top of that.
The creaminess.
Absolutely, that barley cream. You know what I mean, like grainy cereal.
That's my cereal with milk. That's what that is. That's lovely.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure I get the vanilla.
Really?
I get a
There's
creamy.
a lot of vanilla in all these things. I think it's one of the
Staples?
I don't know what I was going to say there. Sorry, the words popped out of my head. It's one of the constant themes throughout some of these is that kind of thing. Although obviously they're going for different feels and stuff, they should all have a sort of fairly intrinsic Highland Park kind of theme to them, and I think they do. They have that kind of sort of
weird because
wispy, heathery honeyness about them, which I always think Highland Park has.
Yeah. But this is saying it's a peatiest. It might even be my favorite. To be honest, that's really tough to say.
This is the one going by what that first one that sounded like I really was going to get into it, and when more I read about this one, I'm like, oh, Odin, you sound like the lad for me. But yeah, I know, right? I thought it was maybe because when you drink it, you go.
So when you drink enough of it, you think you're going to destroy you're going to take on Ragnarok yourself. You're right.
No, sorry, I thought of something there, but I'm not sure if I can. A few more of these, and I might wake up with a giant snake.
Maybe just called me that.
You're another one I was thinking.
Yeah, you're going to go for that one.
Floral smoke.
I think that's
is
what
certainly not floral. That's a wrong word. Grassy.
Yeah, grassy. It's thrown me off from the peatiness because
that's maybe that peat that they're using as opposed to that big salty fishy number that you get in like a sort of Isla standard.
That is maybe the difference, and that may be what shows you the difference from their local peat to an Isla peat is if that's the peat they get, it's a much more grassy, earthier taste to it. To me, yeah, absolutely. Which is the whole damn point of this stuff, really.
I like these. You know what I like about them is none of them are heavy.
I'm cracking that.
None of them are heavy drams. You could sit in really. I don't know if you probably tried some of earlier, like 12, 18 kind of Highland Parks, and it's 18. They've got this kind of heaviness to them, I think sometimes, but they're really quite light and refreshing and zesty and
zesty and refreshing is definitely words I'd apply to these. These are cracking. Very light, as you say. You could probably drink a fair few of those. And at one point, I guarantee I will, because those are really nice.
It's smoky, but like the peat kind of coats your mouth,
yeah.
And then all the other stuff disappears, and you're left with this little coating of smoke, which is really nice.
Yeah, but as I say, it's weird because it's not the same. It's nowhere near the same as an Isla peat. Nowhere near.
one of the sort of prevailing themes of these is like they try to say, although they are peaty, they're balanced, and I would definitely say that. I think that's maybe where you like them. You don't like just overly peaty and nothing. They're balanced with
it has to be balanced out with something.
Some of the other notes and some of the other things.
And this is really balanced out with maybe like the earthy, grassy feel. It's not too smoky either. I don't think the smoke's overpowering.
The peat is sort of quite nicely
laced through it,
layered.
Yeah, absolutely. It's through the taste rather than just being the taste, and I really like that. I mean, all three of these are cracking. They're really well balanced, each of them in their own way, different ways as well, which I really like. Because as I've said throughout now, I'd be really disappointed if it was just slightly different versions of the same thing. But they're really not. Those are cracking in each in their own rights, and very different flavors to it as well. Although the sort of
and they sort of do what they say, which is quite nice. Although some of them are a bit wild. What was it? This? Oh yeah.